Oh, now it's recording. Okay. Welcome back to White Rabbit 666 Tarot. I apologize. I just got out of the shower. Wanted to make sure my aura was nice and clean before I did any kind of reading. I am going to be talking quietly because um, I don't have a lot of privacy where I'm at the moment. So I kind of want to keep things discreet and keep the energy in this space nice and clean. So thank you for joining me. I did just step out of the shower. My hair's wet. I wanted to get my aura nice and clean, so I would not have any. What do I want to say? I don't say negative energy, but more. I wanted my energy to be nice and calm and smooth while I was doing this reading, so I could possibly interpret things right. Um, I was gonna shuffle on camera, but I'm starting to realize now that sometimes when I shuffle, it takes a while for me to get cards, and if I feel nervous because I'm taking too much time, I might not be channeling right. So I already drew 3 cards today from this deck here, and what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups in reverse. We will go into that a little bit, but I did get 3 cards pop out already in this deck. I bought from the Angel Tarot from Wallace, so I haven't even looked at the cards yet. But the first card I have here today, and these are kind of pretty cards down here. For seeing here is the 2 of Cups in reverse. Your second card is the Queen of Wands upright, and your last card is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So usually with the 2 of Cups, obviously has to do with relationships. It could be, I didn't really put a focus on this particular reading. I just kind of started this. So whoever's seeing this, this could be business wise, this could be relationship, friendship wise. That could have to deal with family potentially. But the 2 of Cups has to deal with relationships, particularly new relationships or relationships that are moving to the next level. And with this being in reverse, there's a potential blockage in this relationship that you are possibly seeking guidance of. The Queen of Wands is a strong feminine energy. You could be female or you could be very feminine yourself. And it asks you to look for creativity and possibly think of creative ways to maybe bridge this gap in this relationship if that is the issue. Perhaps someone is scared. Perhaps someone is not feeling safe and taking a step forward. It can be difficult entering into new relationships. It can be hard to take a leap of faith for love. And these messages I'm getting right now are not very strong, so take this kind of lightly. And you might just need a gentle nudge in the right direction to move things forward. And this is not a very full, it's not a very 10 card reading. So I might ask for some advice from my other, actually from the same tarot deck probably. And the other one, the third card he had was the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles is an ambitious card. Maybe not quite as ambitious as the King of Wands, or as the King of Pentacles or the Knight of Wands. But this might be showing that you're mismanaging, you might have trouble managing wealth or your resources in this world, whether it be money, relationships, and that could be blocking you from moving things forward. You can see I usually like to interpret some of the art from these pictures, and I see the bull in the pasture. He does have this around his necklace, and it's a very strong bull, and it is very, and usually with that kind of thing, I interpret that as strength. Perhaps being in reverse, you're not using all of your strengths right now to move forward with getting your wealth in order or getting new relationships in order. And it might not be that you're not wealthy, that this new relationship has blockages, or I don't want to say it's coming to an end. It just started. But money just doesn't have anything to do with it, but perhaps your own inner confidence might hurt your ability to move forward with maybe just asking someone out or putting, if you're a female, usually nowadays, in at least my culture, women usually put out signals of interest first to kind of subtly communicate to a male if it's if it's that kind of relationship, that they're interested, but they usually don't take the first step in boldly saying that they're interested. So you might need to do that if you feel more comfortable and such. It's always okay to just say it directly too. There's I don't see anything wrong with that. It's just typically not how the feminine energy moves. The feminine energy is usually more passive and receptive and understanding and healing, whereas the masculine is more forward moving and direct and initiates creativity. So we all have a bit of both. Some people are more balanced than others. I tend to carry a lot of masculine energy. When I try to do these videos, I really try to bring forth my feminine energy to be more receptive to these messages and guiding and comforting to whoever's listening. But seeing me in a masculine forward energy is, I don't want to say I'm a different person because I'm the same person, but that part of me is very different. Honestly, if you would see me in my everyday life, I'm not a loud person. I can be kind of forward, and I have a raunchy, X-rated sense of humor. So you will get to know that in time as you watch this channel. But when I'm in these, as for at least for right now, when I'm trying to do these readings, I try to keep the more calm, feminine side of my energy out, so I can be more receptive, calm, and guiding to whoever's watching. Um, Again, the page we didn't see coming in reverse was the Page of Cups, and that might mean, again, with your relationships, you're not really there. It is throat chakra. You might not be speaking up, taking initiative to use using your communication, even though water is not about communication, but you might not be putting offers out there, offers of love. Being the page is usually someone who is younger. I'm sorry, the camera keeps moving so much. Pages are usually a younger version of the court cards, whereas the king would be someone who is very assertive and offering and guiding his, especially if the king of pentacles would be guiding his. It's a very I don't know how to say this. Words aren't coming to me right now. Very good at managing wealth and directiveness, and as far as the cups, that would be very good at managing their relationships and would be more masculine energy. But this page is kind of neutral to masculine and feminine right now. It's a bit of both. So it might be good that when you see an opportunity coming your way, as you can see, this angel here is offering a cup to the dolphin. So what you might not be doing is making this offering to start something new, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or a business opportunity. And this is your guidance to take a deep breath, have some confidence in yourself, gain some confidence in yourself, and realize there's something wrong with wanting to talk to somebody. The worst that can happen is they might not feel the same way, and that might help you learn more things about yourself. Uh, I, I put this. It's kind of funny. I picked this card up first. Is you want to move toward being the King of Cups, commitment, and that's a later step. But you have to put some of that masculine energy forward to initiate new things, kind of like an Ace of Wands, where there's creativity and fire. You might have to channel some of that fire yourself to move forward in this. Um, don't be afraid to take steps. I'm not saying there's a soulmate coming in, but it could be a potential person you're supposed to meet along the way, that might guide you to a soulmate. And the stuff with soulmates and twin flames is a bit more complicated. And it sounds weird, but I think a lot of mainstream culture uh, refers to these soulmates as like this once in a lifetime meeting of someone you're supposed to be in love with and walk life with. And spiritual community says kind of otherwise, where we have more than one soulmate, and we have one thing called a twin flame, and they're not the same thing. I'm not going to get into the definitions exactly, or I'm not going to try to make exact definitions, but soulmate is someone who you made like some kind of pre-birth intentive contract with. To me, this life. I think it's usually through some kind of romantic or people usually associate with some kind of romantic or sexual relationships or relationships that are of sexual, romantic, loving nature. Those are the best words I can use um, to describe it. But it seems like, again, as we walk life, not everything goes perfectly, especially because everyone has free will and people make choices. People don't speak up. People hinder other people's growth. And it seems like sometimes, even if we meet our soulmate, there's stupid things people do with their free will. I don't want to say stupid, but decisions people make that hinder the relationship because their past wounds aren't healed. They may ultimately have met their soulmate, been guided to them, and then ruin it just because they made their past wounds weren't healed because that person themselves isn't whole. I pulled the star in reverse here. I'm trying to think what this is telling me. This is usually representing of an angel of hope, and this is of the major arcana. Everything else here has been of minor arcana, but this is the major arcana I called, and it's in reverse. So I want to kind of use the book from here because usually, if I don't get a clear message, the book from the deck I draw from has a pretty clear message. So, but again, with soulmates, I have heard people say about they met their soulmate, some more adept spiritualist, more adept, I'll say tarot reader, or someone who can channel messages, predicted how they would meet them, if they had a good source for that. And that person that met them was so excited, but ended up ruining the relationship by, again, ending up sleeping with somebody else other than their soulmate. And to me, that comes from the fact that even though you might have met your soulmate, you're not necessarily whole at that point in life. And by whole, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever going to be perfect, but you haven't found a good center of balance to keep yourself or to know what really motivates you on a subconscious level. Wounds from childhood cause needs that this other person seemed to probably fulfill for her. And she went toward him, and it ended up ruining this soulmate connection. Her soulmate, on the other end, may not have been whole either. And he may not have been, there may have been problems other than whatever caused her to, sleep with this other person, that she wasn't liking, that she was not safe with this person either. He said some people could be meant to be soulmates, but if this person was meant to be a soulmate with somebody else, but person A is wounded and hasn't done any inner work and is abusive, then that soulmate connection should not go through. And it seems for situations like that, there are potentially more than one soulmate connections out there, almost like backup for when things don't go as planned, so that people still have the chance to not have to walk alone. And this doesn't necessarily justify infidelity if that's the terms of your relationship. Um, if that's part of your relationship that you want to keep to each other, keep between the two of you, then that's your own personal contract or your own personal agreement. But in many cases in modern culture, that's how people feel. So things go wrong, and it doesn't justify hurting other people. If you're in a relationship and you don't feel like you're happy, that relationship might not be good for you, and it might be good to walk away from that relationship calmly and peacefully without hurting other people. If you're being hurt, walk away. There's no need to wait around or try to make things work. Walk away. The star card usually represents the angel of hope. As it kneels by a pool of water, I'll hold this up. As she kneels by a pool of water, holding a water-filled vases, or I'm gonna say vases, pouring from the vase on her shoulder. Behind her represents the past. The water pouring before her into the center of the pool represents the present. The angel knows that the water will bring the reward of growth. The twilight signifies intuition and the star guidance and wishes. The card is numbered 17, which reduces to 8, the number of change and renewal. Perhaps it's time to end with this in reverse. It'll say, this one doesn't actually have a saying in reverse, but in reverse, it usually means that you might be uninspired. You might be looking too far to the past if you have a long past. I feel like this might be someone that's relatively newer on their journey of enlightenment. I encourage you to seek out more spiritual teachers. Um, Take things lightly. Don't jump into something that you're not comfortable with. As I'm not necessarily comfortable with everything yet either in this field, but this tends to mean that you're maybe not having high hopes of things right now. And I encourage you to try to do some meditation. Possibly seek advice from, I don't want to say mental health counselors, but possibly, and other spiritualists, mostly people that are educated on the matter, to help guide what you are. This journey is a long journey, and everyone has different gifts and divinations and abilities in this life. And I'm trying to just give some advice to whoever needs to see this. Because I want you to be able to live a happy and fulfilled life to the highest that you can reach. And I don't want fear and doubt to stop you. I don't want your surroundings or peer groups to stop you from living your best life. Like I said, this reading is only short. It's getting longer now. I'm at 16 minutes. I'm going to try to pull some advice. I'm going to start with one card right now. So whenever I get a card that falls out, or one that feels right, I'll pull it for you. But I want to see whoever this person is. Please show me the cards I need to see to give them some advice on this moving forward with initiating connections in their life. And again, I don't have to shuffle on camera, this can take a while. I think a card should come out soon. Page of Swords. This talks of gossip. Okay. Don't do things indirectly. If you have something, don't spread gossip. Don't spread rumors that you might like somebody and hope that the word gets to them. Just go to them directly when you feel comfortable and ready to say something. This card came in the upright position. It's okay to be afraid, but also try to not be afraid. The worst that can happen is that a union doesn't start and someone doesn't feel the same way. Any more advice for this person? And the King of Swords. And again, I talked earlier about forward moving energy. I like this hawk on here. I'm not sure what it's representing right now. I'm not sure what kind of bird this is. Maybe it means keep a hawk's eye view of things going on. Observe the situation. See if this person or connection is indeed, is indeed worth moving toward. If it doesn't seem like it's a good connection, don't move forward with it. Go somewhere else. It doesn't have to be done. There's more than one person out there. But this is the forward moving energy I was talking about. Even if you're female or dominantly feminine, you might need to use a little bit of the masculine energy to at least make a subtle hint. There's another card. Leadership. Take leadership of your life. And this is more masculine energy. I don't know what the salamander on here is for. Perhaps salamanders are synchronicities to you. And exactly, take leadership of your own life. Again, I'm talking about kings before. Now the kings are all popping out. Use your forward masculine energy in order to create new things in your life. Even if you're feminine, we all have some of this. Even if you're female, we all have some of this. Even if you're a male that considers themselves more feminine, use your masculine energy. There's nothing wrong with masculine energy. These are not necessarily, like I said, male and female. There's just masculine and feminine. I could say it's energy Zai and energy Ha. It's just different names, and that's the word we use in this language is masculine and feminine. and masculine is attributed to males typically. Nothing wrong with that. But put some inertia forward, use your judgment, and take control of your life. You're the only one in control of your destiny. I do not make your choices for you. Whoever, your angels, source, guidance, whoever sends you these messages, these aren't making your decisions. They're just giving you guidance, and they give me guidance from my knowledge of this world to help give you advice. Because, well, we've all we've all made mistakes. We were all on our journey, and where I'm on my journey, I hope I can offer. Actually, I know I can offer you some advice. And these cards are meant to inspire advice I say to you, and possibly give me some insight and you some insight into your situation. I hope this message finds you. If this channel is so new, if whoever this resonates with um, wants to contact me, leave a comment in the. I'll just leave a comment in the comments below. I will try to reach out. Again, the YouTube messaging system is different. I'm going to be starting an Instagram. I'm going to say this week. I don't have any following right now, so I don't have a Patreon. For all I know, and this might sound stupid, so don't take this as a shock, but there might be some point where I start, and yeah, this might hit people weird. I don't know. I know you probably know the online platform OnlyFans, and it's commonly associated with sexual entertainment and pornographic materials. But the website was never intended to actually just be that. It just was going to be one of the options they used. But there's people on there that are chefs, and they have educational content, yogis doing educational content. But since the option was open, it became a very large platform for individuals who didn't want to be into a mainstream industry, which I think has helped prevent people from being exploited in such industries to release content and do that themselves without being in the danger of being controlled by large corporations who commonly seek to exploit and hurt and end up hurting them in this world we are in. I don't shame anybody in that industry. You'll come to find out I don't shame anybody in the industry. I have my thoughts on it, but if that is something you do or need guidance on too, feel free to share with me. You can usually, if anyone ever does communicate with me on this channel, feel very free to share. I do not judge. Even if you've made mistakes in the past, I'm here to help you, or mistakes and you have hurt somebody. I'm here to help you find forgiveness and guidance for those, but you probably haven't hurt anybody. But always feel free to share with me if someone does communicate with me. I'm not a judging person. So, like I said, maybe an OnlyFans would be in order, perhaps for readings that are more on the side of relationships. And if someone needs more graphic details into those type of relationships and is open to hearing those type of things, that might be something I do in the future, because there are some tarot cards out there that the art is specific. The art and meaning of the cards are specifically designed for, even though they have the same cards, is more designated toward relationships and provide more graphic sexual details. Again, nothing wrong with sex and sexuality. It's part of something that our society shames, and there's a lot of hurt and damage in our society over that. But perhaps I will end up making that kind of, using that platform for such readings, and not for the sake of sexual entertainment, but for the sake of guidance in people's own relationships. Perhaps people who are married, perhaps people who are reaching stumbling blocks in their marriage, particularly involving around their sexuality. That might be a good guiding point there. But again, this channel has a lot of potential. I don't have any following yet as of this time. I feel pretty soon there's going to be a breakthrough or a break, and things will start picking up. Again, White Rabbit 666 Tarot. My name is Taylor, and thank you for watching this video. Have a good rest of your day until next video, as I will not know when I'm putting my next video up. Right now it's when I can. we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching.